and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Friday, June 26, 2026. Making the headlines tonight, current defense minister holds the line on the mirror controversy. No answers until the audit drops. New police minister puts a pause on Alberto August cybercrime case. And almost 10 years after UNCAC was ratified, where does Belize stand? We take our first break and return with the news in detail.
Benny's is kicking off Father's Day with popping deals for dad. In the month of June, visit a Benny's store near you and get store-wide discounts on select items such as Milwaukee and Axie power tools, Charbroil barbecue grills, car care products, Karcher pressure washers, Sankey smart TVs, gym equipment, and much, much more. Make dad happy with popping deals for dad in June, only at Benny's.
Benny's, oh, Benny's, Benny's, oh.
As a small business, I started to attend pop-up shops like many other businesses, and we found that our customers wanted to pay by card and not cash. I went to Atlantic Bank, and immediately, without a problem, it's like, yes, you can have a POS system. That POS system we now use in-house, and we can also take it countrywide wherever we are. They were willing to take the time. They were willing to be patient with us as we grew our business, and that, for us, that meant the world.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
The biggest football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarter-final winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
At Habet and Brothers Habet, celebrate your super handy dad with gifts he'll actually use and enjoy super savings all June. Like 15% off all power tools and Stanley hand tools, 20% off Vento PVC windows, 20% off Ascot porcelain tiles and 30% off Piso Forte ceramic tiles, and 40% off Sunlight windows and doors. Plus, stop in at Brothers Habet every Saturday for our veranda clearance blowout. And for every $50 you spend, get a chance to win a power tool every Saturday. Visit Habet and Brothers Habet today and give Dad something worthy of his super handiness. Happy Father's Day to all super handy dads.
You're up against some tough challenges. But not all heavy-duty lubricants can handle the pressure. Until now, introducing Ridgeline Lubricants, a homegrown solution engineered right here to solve the hurdles you face every day. Backed by experts who understand the ups and downs of where you're operating and what's at stake. Specially formulated to protect your equipment so you can push past grueling hours, heavy loads, and harsh conditions to reach for greater productivity. Ridgeline Lubricants. Long live your equipment.
The Isabel Palma Polyclinic 2 located in San Antonio, Toledo, conducts outreach visits to some of the most remote communities in southern Belize at least twice a month.
Here in the Dolores village, it's approximately 3 hours from San Antonio. As you all can see, it's a remote area. There's basically no electricity, no telecommunication services. Since it's very difficult for the people to reach to the clinic, we've decided to bring the clinic out here and provide different services. For example, today we are with the maternal child health. We also have a booth out here giving health educations and some games. We also have 3 doctors with us today doing general medical checkup. We have our nurses doing our triage. We also have pharmacy with us and also a lab. All that is being done here today is being covered by the Isabel Palma Smart Polyclinic 2 San Antonio NHI clinic.
With deep sorrow and profound love, the Ingleton and
This is the general. They just coming again. Yeah, yeah. They just won. They just yo, yo. Hey. Take it low, 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 take it low. Then you wine right there. Right there, you're doing fine right there. You blow my mind right there. Take it low, 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 take it low. Hey, Babina Hanuma, Babina Hanuma.
Welcome back with your news. I am Drea Espinosa. Minister of National Defense and Border Security Honorable Florencio Marin Jr. put up a wall in an interview this morning once the questioning shifted to the Mira split payments scandal. Pressed on whether goods and works were actually delivered, Marin offered no confirmation. Instead, he held the line, insisting all the questions must wait until the audit is completed.
Can you, at this time, guarantee that products paid for were received in every instance, and in the case of fast construction, that works requested were done in every instance?
I would be prepared to speak, but please let's have the audit finished first. All right. Right now it is ongoing, and I believe it's prudent that we reserve our comments so when that comes up.
Can you any at all say, and I hear your position, though, was there ever a time that you or your Minister of State, Minister Mira at the time, was informed of these large volumes of payment, invoices, or the repeat of these same vendors in the system?
All right, please let me defer to when I speak with the Auditor General in these questions. Like I said, I don't want anything to prejudice that report any at all. I think the Belizean people want to hear it.
And would you support the findings of the audit to be released to the public?
Again, that's a Prime Minister's call, not mine.
Do you support Minister Perez's position that the $10,000 threshold should be increased for ministries?
All right. I mean, I have my opinions on that, but again, I would rather wait till afterwards. And like I said, I don't want in any way comment something that would prejudice this audit report. No?
Well, just to be fair, Minister, this is not a matter of the audit. It's a matter of what you and perhaps your CEOs have experienced
but
within.
I'm in the Ministry of Defense, that's why I don't want to. I mean, if I was in a different ministry, yes, I understand.
Does the $10,000 threshold present any sort of constraints based on your experience in government?
I will comment after the audit on that. No, I mean, so please.
Fine.
And they carry this thing around all over the place.
I understand, Minister. What has become of that FO that was under you and Minister Mira when these payments, these multiple invoices were signed off on? Can you at least tell us that?
When I returned to the ministry, the FO was no longer there, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know where he is right now. No?
Earlier this week, when we spoke with Commissioner of Police Dr. Anthony Rosado, he said the cybercrime charge against Alberto August, based on a complaint from then-Minister Oscar Mira, is proceeding in court. Rosado expressed confidence that the charge would stand and that police would secure a successful prosecution. This was despite the fact that police had not sought advice from the office of the DPP beforehand. Instead, they relied on internal legal counsel, which could be viewed as conflicted given the minister's involvement. Now, the interim minister of police, Honorable Julius Espat, has ordered that the case be paused until the office of the DPP can review it.
Well, I've been consulting from yesterday. I had concerns. And so I spoke to the Attorney General. I spoke to legal advisors that I have availability with. I spoke to other people. And I believe that the correct person, the person that is responsible for prosecution of matters before the court is the DPP. And so I believe we have to give her the respect to be able to determine if the charges should be levied or not. And once she makes that decision, then we follow through. I think that's the best way, so that it's the most independent way of doing it. And I think that's what people need to know, that the investigation or whatever that needs to be carried out is done in an independent way with the authority that is responsible for it. And so that's why the decision was made. I requested that the files be handed over to the DPP so that she can make a determination as to how to move forward.
Espat said that if the DPP finds the charge to be frivolous, it will be withdrawn, and August's 2 cell phones that police are currently holding will be returned. He also confirmed that police will halt its attempt to obtain a court order to unlock the devices.
It's been, hours since I got my formal appointment. So I'm dealing with things one at a time, but it will come up. It has to come up. We will, the same thing we'll have to analyze, ask the questions, and see where it is. I don't know anything about it, to be honest. And so I need to find out, and I will. And then I'll make a recommendation after receiving advice from as much people as possible. And that one is a little bit more complex, I assume. This one was easier to deal with initially. And we'll do it one at a time. We can't run away from the problems. It has to be addressed. You won't allow it to go away, so I understand that fully.
Cabinet Minister Julius Espat has embarked on a tour of the Ministry of Home Affairs to familiarize himself with the portfolio that he has been unexpectedly tasked to lead for the next 3 months. However, he acknowledges that 3 months is far too short to meaningfully address deep-seated problems within the ministry.
I'm here on a temporary basis for 3 months to hold over and make sure that I can come up with recommendations based on what I see or what I encounter. I'm working on that premise right now. In 3 months, you cannot solve a problem in a ministry that has been there for what? Independence, we're going as far as 1981 then. And so nobody can expect that everything will be dealt with at the same time. First, you have to do an analysis. First, you have to meet the people, see how they work, see the conditions in which they're working, looking at the complaints that have come in. Then you do an analysis, and you look at the structure and how they're set up. Is the structure working? Is the structure following the rules set out under the public service? Are there changes that need to be made? And then so I will have to then produce a report that I will give to the Prime Minister and Cabinet with the recommendations, and then from there we move on. Parallel to that, I have to deal with the everyday situation, which is as much as I can do. But 3 months is a difficult thing to get everything that one would like to achieve in such a short time. We will try one by one. I've already met with both the Commissioner and the CEO, so I got a good initial feeling of the personalities that I will be dealing with. And then tomorrow I will start doing a tour to visit the different areas. And that's how that's what we did here. Get familiar with the people that are in place, see what their responsibilities are, analyze if what they're doing is efficient or not, make recommendations, try to raise what we found when we came to this ministry was the morale was low. and work on how to bring up the morale. Listen to the officers to see and what are their complaints. Are they sent out without the necessary equipment? I don't know. And then from there we work. So I'm still in the planning process. But you will be informed.
After the break, Belizean athlete breaks national record to win long jump in U.S. high school nationals. Stay with us.
Look here, your kitchen light there and you been in the kitchen. But I'm going back in there right now. And the coffee maker? Just to try keep my coffee warm for later. What do you do now? I'll try to think about what to eat. You know, the more you open and close the fridge, it takes longer for the food cool. For a hot day like today, it burns more energy. You charge your phone right now? No. Plug it out then. You really only wash 2 Lee socks and 1 Lee shirt? You don't know what small load burn the same amount of electricity as large loads? But this is my favorite shirt. You have to be more energy efficient. Use large loads. This AC, the blow hard. You know, if you keep the temperature at 25 degrees Celsius or higher, you burn less energy and you also keep the place cool. And for a nice day like today, turn off the AC, open up the house and make some fresh breeze come in. You know what? I think I get it now. As consumers, we need to be more energy efficient and practice energy conservation.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
No one should be up at this time. If you're still up, it's not you, it's your mattress. Because the right mattress changes everything. Sherwood Bedding Luxury Resort Pillow Top Mattress. Sleep better, wake better. Available at Design Depot. All in one place.
Money travels fast, so make sure you check it before you spend it. Here are 4 easy ways to know your money is real. Look, feel, tilt, and check. Look closely at your note by holding it to the light to see the watermark and the note value. Notice how the see-through image completes itself perfectly. Feel for authenticity. Run your fingers over the raised portrait and the bars on the edges. 1 bar for the $2 and up to 6 bars for the $100. Tilt the note to see the hidden value appear. Look for the moving images on the security thread and holographic shimmer on higher denominations. Check closely. Use UV light or a magnifying glass to find hidden images and microtext. Remember, handling counterfeit money is illegal. If you spot a fake, report it to the police immediately. Look, feel, tilt, and check. Know your money. Check it before you spend it. A message from the Central Bank of Belize.
Whether you are a busy person or stuck in traffic or having an adverse or very demanding circumstance, tension builds up, causing you to be stressed out. Stress attacks everyone, anytime, any age. And stress is a killer. Palm City? It's best to be alive than dead. So visit Freetown Drugstore to get options to relieve stress and to relax your mind.
Yes, sir. What can I do for you today? I'm so stressed out. Okay, I'm saying I help right now. When I this daily, for 10 days, I am good after that, okay? Okay.
Freetown Drugstore, 28 Freetown Road, where you are better off alive than dead. Freetown Drugstore, telephone 223-2876.
This is the general. They just coming again. Yeah, yeah. They just one. They just yo, yo. Hey. Take it low, 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 take it low. Then you wine right there, take your time right there. You do it fine right there. You blow my mind right there. Take it low, 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 take it low. Hey, Babina Hanuma, Babina Hanuma.
Belize is a signatory to the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, UNCAC, having ratified the legally binding global treaty in December 2016. The convention is a complex international instrument designed to address corruption in both the public and private sector. At its core, UNCAC is built on 5 pillars. 1. Preventative measures, including the creation of anti-corruption bodies, codes of conduct for public officials, transparent procurement systems, and safeguards against conflicts of interest. 2. Criminalization and law enforcement, requiring offenses such as bribery, embezzlement, money laundering, and obstruction of justice to be clearly defined. 3. International cooperation, establishing the legal framework for extradition, mutual legal assistance, and joint investigations. 4. Asset recovery, enabling countries to trace, freeze, and return stolen assets. And 5. Technical assistance and information exchange on best practices and capacity building to strengthen national institutions. The full implementation of UNCAC in many countries has had far-reaching impact, but only where there is genuine political will to investigate and prosecute high-level officials. Some states have enacted new anti-corruption laws or strengthened existing ones, while others have created independent commissions and specialized prosecutors to enforce them. Belize remains in the gradual implementation phase of UNCAC. To date, the country has undergone 2 review cycles by state parties, each focusing on reviewing and strengthening Belize's anti-corruption laws and systems. Earlier this week, we spoke with the director of the Good Governance Unit, Cesar Ross, for an update on where Belize stands.
Recently, in 2025 actually, finalized the second cycle review of Belize by UNCAC, and there was a list of what they found that we had already done and what recommendations they would make to move the recommendations and the different conventions to Belize as such, no? And in recommendations, they have found, for instance, that we have passed several legislation in between 2023 and 2025. There were multiple legislations in beneficial ownership, in civil asset recovery, in areas that would assist Belize being compliant with the convention, the anti-corruption convention. What they do recommend is that certain other areas, like conflict of interest, be clearly defined. What are the crimes and what are the penalties in these areas as such, no? And they also recommended that areas of campaign finance need to be addressed. And so we have prepared those. We are developing an agenda that within the next few years we want to move certain policies, and because they take some legislative drafting time as such, no? And so we are counting with our government in being able to implement some of these policies and such.
A lot of people looked at the CICIG in Guatemala and thought that UNCAC would allow us to get something like that. Are they wrong in that view?
UNCAC is a lot more than just that. Yes, there is about the investigative arm, but UNCAC is not an agency that does the investigation. They can assist in structuring, but what they prefer is that there is domestic processes. And first of all, what they want to do is make sure that there is the legislative programs necessary that covers the areas that UNCAC focuses, the convention focuses on. So primarily, they want to see a country fulfills that commitment of introducing those things. Then after that, they do want the country to show how they are implementing, what are the actions, and what type of statistics they have to show that they are moving those things into actions, not only legislation, not only papers.
But at the end of the day, it will be left to application of the laws, correct? Which is an area where we have failed a lot.
Yes, it's left up to the country, because the thing is that we have to see how we fit it into our domestic legal structure. And so they will leave it unto us and keep prompting the development of it and the actual implementation of those.
Belizean athletics reached a historic milestone this past weekend as 16-year-old high school standout Brooklyn Little secured the long jump championship title at the prestigious New Balance Nationals Outdoor in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Little represented Elizabeth Seton High School out of Maryland in the competition. She delivered a spectacular performance on her very last attempt of the meet. On her final jump, she soared an incredible 6.48 meters. The massive leap not only secured her the gold medal, but also broke both the New Balance High School Nationals meet record and the Belizean National long jump record, which she herself had set at 6.34 meters, precisely 1 year prior on June 22, 2025, at the very same New Balance National competition. The New Balance Nationals Outdoor is held annually during the third weekend of June and serves as one of the premier high school track and field showcases in the United States. Fishers from 22 associations across the country collaborated on an audit which they said revealed the reality of the fishing industry in the country. The report pointed to overfishing, major data gaps, and what they describe as their exclusion from policy-shaping decisions. On Thursday, Minister of the Blue Economy, Honorable Andre Perez, said the audit is based on inaccurate data.
And that is something that we have noted, and we noted, but that is what they call, it's not official, because our audit, our fisheries department has an extensive amount of information, a wealth of information, data that we have. So we go by that. All right. So it can be questionable, but we welcome it. But it's not something that is official. Let's not take the position that is actually the national position. There's somebody that did it independently, and we read it, we respect it, we look at it, we dissect it, we compare it. Yes, we can. But what we rely on is on our data that we from the Belize Fisheries Department and in collaboration with the Coastal Zone Management Authority Institute. This is where is the official authority that gives the information official.
Beverly Wade, CEO in the Ministry of Blue Economy and Marine Conservation, shared an update on Thursday regarding various legislative changes focusing on marine protection. They will serve as guidelines for fishery management and enhance the ability for blue economy initiatives to succeed. Wade reminded that the blue economy is not singular, and their goal is to ensure all stakeholders can coexist and succeed.
Looking at the blue space on a whole, from a planning standpoint, we're also looking at fisheries management in particular, And we're going to now concentrate on strengthening the relations with the stakeholders, not only the users of the space, but everybody that's within the space, whether it is the media, whether it is our partners on the ground, because as we mentioned this morning, Blue economy is not singular. It's not singular to a ministry. It's all of our business. It's a huge space. It has a diverse stakeholders at the end of the day, and if we are not able to have everybody on board or have the messaging across the board, we're not going to be successful at it. Another thing that we've been working on is with our partners, looking at how we can be more innovative with financing, having financing not just now concentrated on financing programs or financing conservation, but look at how financing can now reach the people who are on the ground. How do we now promote blue economic enterprise? How do we make users more successful being in the blue economy space? Blue economy is about an economy also, and that requires responsible stewardship, but it also requires for us to create the enabling environment to have actors play a big part, private sectors, communities, users of the resource.
Wade also revealed that the ministry is working on a mariculture bill. Mariculture is a specific form of aquaculture dedicated to breeding marine life for commercial use and food production. This practice includes cultivating marine algae such as seaweed alongside various species of finfish and shellfish.
We actually now have a draft mariculture bill. It was recently consulted on, and now it's the Fisheries Department doing the finalization of that, because we understand that was one of the constraints for us to really move on with development of the mariculture sector, not just from the people who are farming mariculture, but also if you want to attract the kind of investment into that area, you require the requisite regulatory framework for that. So that is something that we're looking at bringing on board in the very near future.
After the break, area rep says Ocean Academy's decision to pull out of GOB's partnership unfortunate. Stay with us.
El evento de fútbol más grande del mundo por fin llegó y Smart te invita a vivir toda la emoción del mundial. Antes de que empiece cada partido, predice quién se lleva la victoria. Entre más predicciones hagas, más oportunidades acumulas. Suma un punto cuando le aciertes al equipo ganador y si le atinas al marcador exacto, obtienes hasta 4 puntos. La persona con más puntos al terminar el mundial se lleva $2,500 en efectivo. Y eso no es todo. También habrá premios semanales durante toda la competencia. Además, el líder de los cuartos de final se lleva un paquete completo para armar su Watch Party. Participa directamente desde la app de Smart por solo 50 centavos por participación. Las predicciones estarán disponibles del 1 de junio al 18 de julio del 2026. No solo veas el mundial, vívelo con Smart. Smart, bring people together.
As a small business, I started to attend pop-up shops like many other businesses, and we found that our customers wanted to pay by card and not cash. I went to Atlantic Bank, and immediately, without a problem, it's like, yes, you can have a POS system. That POS system we now use in-house, and we can also take it countrywide wherever we are. They were willing to take the time. They were willing to be patient with us as we grew our business, and that, for us, that meant the world.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together. Benny's is kicking off Father's Day with popping deals for dad. In the month of June, visit a Benny's store near you and get store-wide discounts on select items such as Milwaukee and Axie power tools, Charbroil barbecue grills, car care products, Karcher pressure washers, Sankey smart TVs, gym equipment, and much, much more. Make dad happy with popping deals for dad in June, only at Benny's.
Benny's, Benny's, oh, Benny's, 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 Benny's.
In Dolores, there's no electricity or phone service, and the nearest satellite clinic is still more than an hour away. For many residents, access to healthcare is rare. Some women have even given birth in transit while trying to reach the closest facility. That's why the arrival of the Isabel Palma Polyclinic 2 team is so important.
In our village, we don't have no transportation, so we have to pay someone to take us. If there is no service today, some of our patients, they have to go in PG or in San Antonio. We just come to see some doctors. We thank them for their precious time they give us today, and we don't have to pay any cost.
These vital outreach missions are made possible through Belize's National Health Insurance NHI program.
This week, Keekalker's Ocean Academy, a high school which has been dealing with inadequate infrastructure, announced they have rejected the government's offer to transition to a government institution to access funds for a new facility. On Thursday, Honorable Andre Perez, area rep for Belize Rural South, which includes Keekalker, expressed his disappointment at the school's decision. According to Perez, the school's administration was informed of the government's plan and had agreed to it.
You know, that is most unfortunate. It is most unfortunate, deeply disheartening. I do know that we have been engaged in dialogue, speaking with them, because we know the urgency of building a new high school, and we're all in this together. There was all kind of allegations about that the minister had sold out of the beachfront areas of the land, and that was clarified. We had a very fruitful meeting engaging with them, and the point made by the Minister of Education was clearly that this is going to be a government-run school, and with that means that teachers, students will be transferred over there. But I do know that they were talking about keeping it as the Ocean Academy way and keeping it as they wanted to have their own curriculum. You know, that's not really what is happening. As it relates to the details that was being done with the Ministry of Education and the school, there was correspondence. And we thought they were all on board, and lo and behold, they just said that they don't want to be a part, that they want to continue to raise their own funds, that they want to continue to be a private school. I won't go against it. They want to go private and keep it private. That's for them to do it. But the funding, of course, they don't expect us to get it from the government, because the government has a responsibility to have that government-run high school. And especially remembering also to make clear too that the funding coming for it typifies, it clearly makes it that it has to be a government-run school.
And as for their current situation with the need for a classroom immediately, not just a new school building, that also will be entirely up to them to find the funding for that.
Well, you know, I have always collaborated with them because we know the conditions. I've visited several times. We have done my part as the area to do some funding to alleviate it. And the best thing is to scrap it and build a new building, but that is why we're going to be a new school. And also to mention also that the Ocean Academy, even though we're going to build a school and ready for next year, they are qualifying this year for what we call the EOP program, which the students, I think 175 students, will be getting the free tuition for this year. But again, next year, whenever the high school opens, the government school, it will certainly change.
So,
On Thursday, Minister of the Blue Economy and Marine Conservation, Honorable Andre Perez, praised the country's marine protection efforts, which now incorporate technology. Perez spoke on the technology the ministry and its partners are using and explained that manpower alone is not enough. He said that compared to regional countries, Belize is ahead of the game and is willing to share strategies and data with countries beginning to incorporate more tech. He added, though, that
it's evolving, all right, and that we have to be using smart ideas. We have to use more innovation, new technologies are there, not only in monitoring our waters, but also in to monitor illegal fishing. That is important. That it goes beyond that just using vessels. Now we're looking into drones and having all and collaboration with everybody here. So it's not only just the fisheries department is there to patrol our waters, but it has to be done jointly with everybody working together.
So who all they use drones? Because I know you have the Coast Guard using drones and they have the military grade type drones where I think could have really high and won't have the danger of being shot down, because I think that's a real danger. Is the fisheries department equipped to that level?
Of course, and of course our partners also the different marine areas, the different, for example, TASA and Hochan, we do have drones. We do have, so we're learning and we're playing, we're doing well. So it's using that, and the blue economy and this forum here is saying is that we need to constantly be evolving. It's not only about us being there as human beings, and we have to use technology to the best because our waters are very vast, right? So
comparing to other countries, what other technology are they using apart from drones?
Well, I can speak as far as the region. I believe that we are well ahead of the game. I think recently we had some bilaterals back then with, I think it was Barbados, I think it was, they have a minister as well. And we quickly realized that we are ahead of them. We had a meeting with them and we thought that we want to learn from them. And quickly we knew we were ahead of the game. We're happy to share. They were learning from us and still are learning from us. So I think we are at the forefront when it comes to these things. So, but nonetheless, doesn't mean that we know everything. We constantly are looking and updating and seeing what all is out there. And we share, of course, with our partners.
In other news, before Fada Lee's Heights of Vibes studio became landmark in Southside Belize City, there was a chance encounter between him and another catalyst in Belizean music, Evan Mose Hyde. Mose was the link to Creme FM, the single most important mainstream gateway for Belizean artists trying to break into the industry. Despite an unfriendly first meeting, they quickly became close friends.
Would have been sometime around 2001. I met Father Lee through Dan Marcosai. So I met Dan Marcosai first. He came into the studio, had a Friday evening open mic session I used to do when I was DJing, and performers, primarily youths out of Belize City, would just come into the studio and do songs. And that evening, Dan Marcos, who I'd never met before, just walked into the studio and, killed everything, like just literally set the place on fire. And everybody was like, whoa, who this youth here? And so he told me, yo, I did up the boulevard, a little bit past Faber Zone, and said, bet, I want to find new breads because I wanted to record him. And so I went looking for him during the week, and I said, we're part of our youth, and you asked a youth, skinny boy named Dan McAllister, Dan Marcosai. He said, Mark. Why I forgot you, Malayada for Fabazo there, and show me the whip out and say, go in the yard there, Aksupa, Lee live, guys, but at that time. And I said, okay, I'll find a hole, and I found the hole, and yeah, he was there. And it's like I meet this bedroom, and, never a friendly meeting. Because, at that time, the man made a different order, a different space. Yeah. And, it's like, who this brother? Yeah, okay, if you come from no radio or whatever, but, like, you deal with, yeah. Like, so, that kind of vibes. But I can't try to find the youth. And that's my first meeting. And, of course, like they said, the rest is history. In a matter of time, we became really, really, really close as brothers,
We also spoke extensively with Dan Marcus, the first artist Fada Lee ever took under his wing. He met Fada Lee around 1996-97, though he had known of him long before, since he attended school with his older brothers. Dan Marcus says he was just 13 or 14 when Fada Lee began mentoring him, and that Heights of Vibe studio was essentially built around the two of them and fueled Fada Lee's musical spark he had as a teenager.
He really gave me the winds in my sail, so to speak, and he was the inspiration and the push that I needed to move to the next level. But like I said, I met him when I was like 14 years old, and he mentored me and took me under his wings as a older brother and as a father figure, because I never grew up with no father on the south side. So having somebody older than me where share some of the interests that I share and somebody that believe in me. So like damn it, start us linking up. Well, his love for music is much deeper than much people know, because he used to be an artist back in the day. Like anybody who used to go to Excelsior during his years could tell you that he me an artist, and he used to imitate Daddy Tiger, and you know that was during his high school days. So he had a love for music early, and when I came onto the scene, I guess that love rekindled.
He had a passion for music and then a gift for storytelling. Okay. And so before that happened, Heights of Vibes, like back in the day, Lee would do variety shows, and I can recall him doing rapping. He wasn't good at it. He couldn't stay on the beat. He couldn't stay on key. But his topics and what he was saying was always like, interesting. So he's a great storyteller. And when it comes to concepts, 5-star. And passion, he loved it. Yeah. And so I think that's what drove him.
When I first started, we used to like freestyle all the time, like to work out and stuff. And he used to just be going with lyrics for hours and hours. And I couldn't keep up at first when we started at first.
We'll have more from those interviews in subsequent newscasts. And the new franchise holder of the Miss Universe Belize organization today announced on Instagram that Destiny Wagner has been appointed as the country's new national director for Miss Universe. According to the announcement, Wagner, who resides in Belize, quote, will work alongside a talented national team to lead this new era for the organization, end quote. The organization also revealed that details regarding the official registration process and casting for candidates aiming to compete for the Miss Universe Belize 2026 crown will be released soon. Wagner brings a highly celebrated and historic pageantry background to her executive role. Her journey with the national organization began when she competed in the Miss Universe Belize 2019 pageant, where she achieved a first runner-up finish, ironically, to Destiny Arnold, whom she now replaces as national director. She later achieved global prominence when she was crowned Miss Earth 2021. Her spectacular victory made history as she became the first Belizean to ever capture a title at one of the Big Four international beauty pageants. And with that, we've come to the end of our newscast. The repeat can be viewed on this station later tonight at 9 and again on Monday at midday. Join us again Monday for another edition of the news. And remember, you can always catch up with the day's top stories on our YouTube channel and Facebook page under XTV Belize. And you can watch the evening news live on our XTV BHNI app. I am Drea Espinosa. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend.